disconnected this hose that goes down to there. Just disconnected this hose that goes up to here. There's an overflow that goes all the way up to here. Then you've got this little hose here. Just sort of goes like that there. Disconnect that. Disconnect this plug. What else is there? And then, just to make it clear, they're the fittings you got to undo. There's two there, pull them out. Bit of auto fluid will come out. And all you need to do is pull this up, push to the side. Alright, let's try and do it. Alright, so this is loose, so you just pull it up. It somehow it's going to catch on this plastic bracket here, and that's why I broke it, I think. So you got to somehow force it that way. Force it this way a little bit, just so it covers that. And also I forgot to mention, that's what holds the radiator in. It's pretty easy, just get a screwdriver, pop it out. Alright, let's keep going. Well, after all this effort, the thing's still doing the same thing. Got the heater on. It never gets that high normally. It only goes up to that first bar and just above. And the fans stay on. If I keep it running, I reckon it'll just get hotter and hotter. So I don't know what's going on. Well. Go figure what the actual solution was to this problem. She's all good now. I don't know why, but I went to the mechanics. I had to stop 3 times on the way to the mechanics because this thing was in the red, and just letting it cool down just for a couple of minutes at a time was enough for me to get going to the mechanics place. Got there, and yeah, he had a look at it. He was going to do a pressure test, but it was sort of hard to do it when the water's actually bubbling away in the radiator. It was cooking. It was like, yeah, it was just boiling water. So he gently released it, took a while for that, and then he actually added boiling hot water. I don't know why, but for some reason that made all the difference. He did mention that when you do these thermostats, and that's pretty much what it all came down to, it being a thermostat issue. He did say that, yeah, these weren't getting, they were pretty much cold, and the water wasn't getting in there, so the thermostat wasn't actually opening up. He said normally you take it off, you fill that with water, and then you fill it up, make sure that's filled right up, and then you put it back in, then you fill up the cap. From what I believe what he said that taking the water out because of the thermostat, in this case thermostat and water pump, it created an air pocket behind a thermostat and wouldn't allow it to open this whole time. For some reason it worked out when I was at his place. When I was doing it, it was just, I couldn't get it to do it. I was trying to get rid of all the air, and it just kept on getting hotter and hotter. The only thing he did was, when he was able to take the cap off and there was no water pretty much in there, he filled it up with hot water, and somehow that triggered the thermostat, and then yeah, there was no water. Like, it must have opened up and all the water disappeared, and we filled her up and bang, it was done. Whereas before, like I said, it was boiling. It was boiling on this side of the tank. And yeah, so it was pretty much, initially was a thermostat issue, and then all it was a freaking air pocket. And here I am, I changed the bloody water pump in the tank, which the tank I reckon needed to be done anyway, but water pump possibly not. I don't know why there's specks, little specks of sparkly metal in there. I don't know if someone used something in the system to seal anything in this motor, because I know that the WELSH plug's leaking on the back corner there. So maybe they put something in there to fill that hole. But she's good to go now. Had a couple of drives here and there. The fans come on, and a couple of minutes later they go off, and it just sits where it's meant to, which is just above the first line. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit disappointed with he did mention, the mechanic did mention when I told him that my belt keeps slipping still, this tan belt. And I've changed the two tensioners, bottom and top. I've changed the bottom belt, I've changed the top belt twice. This is a shorter one. And when I went there and told him, he mentioned, oh, your belt's not in the right way. Because when I took note of how the belt went, I took it of how whoever took it off last put it on as. So I was putting it back on wrong, thinking, sweet, it's going to be no more squealing once I change this belt over. And no, it still squeals like hell when you either put your foot down and let go, it squeals, or sometimes in between gear changes. You know, I've looked on forums or online, said something about the water pump not keeping up with the belts. I don't know, this is a new water pump now. New tensioner, new belts. It does do it less if you don't put the power button in, because the power button seems to make the shift a little harsher. So if you don't use the power button, it doesn't do it as much. But holy hell, if I leave the power button on, it sounds shocking. Absolutely shocking. When I put my boot into it and then let go, when it nearly hits the top rev, it just squeals like buggery. I'm going to see if I can put a GoPro on this, see if we can see what's going on. But yeah, I'm happy now. No more overheating problems. Well, now I've got new cap, new radiator, new water pump, new thermostat. Should be good to go. Alright, that'll be it for me for the moment, and I'll catch you next time. See yous.